Well, they really didn't want me to show you guys this. They really don't want you to see it. Hey guys, welcome back. And we got a lot to talk about. First off, I hope you guys are having a great day. And update, I was putting together a video for a different channel and I ran into a little bit of an issue. Now, YouTube will allow me to publish this video. However, YouTube is not going to pay any revenue for any of the ads that they're going to show on the video. And let me show you why. And before I show you why, I do want to maybe provide a little bit of explanation and clarity behind my thought process in regard to the negativity of this platform and some of the comments, right? But it's because as I read all of your comments, especially the ones that say, Kevin, we love you. Kevin, keep doing what you're doing. Kevin, you're killing it. You're crushing it. In order for me to read those, I have to read and sift through the not so desirable comments. I don't have selective reading. And sometimes, and I think that this is actually intentional, I think sometimes people intentionally start a comment with you're great. I really like your videos, and proceeds to shit on me. So it catches you off guard. It's a clever little strategy they have there. But yeah, so I don't try to only focus on and read the negative, but it's mixed in, It's like, you get the mixed, the Chex Mix, and you get those little weird sourdough pieces in there or something. There's something in there I don't really like them. Maybe it's like, certain candies, whatever assorted food or candy or whatever it is, you got to sift through it. And then eventually you're left with a bag full of garbage that you just throw away. But here, check this out. I want you guys to see this, okay? All right, so this is the back end of YouTube. This is my YouTube studio. And this is where I upload videos. And this video is a draft. And it goes through a check process. Normally, my videos are approved, checked, green, check mark, restrictions set to none, no issues whatsoever. But this one in particular, with the topic of discussion, continues to give me problems. And as you can see here, through some adjustments and tweaks and changes, I have discovered where the problem is, or quite possibly part of it. And I don't know exactly what word, or if maybe potentially it's the entire phrasing, but YouTube is not having it. So why is this a big deal? Well, I think it's a huge deal for a variety of reasons. Obviously, number one being the lack of freedom of speech, which although they will allow the video to be published, they just won't monetize it. They won't pay for the ads that they're going to show on it, because even though it says ad suitability restriction, they're still going to show ads on it. They're just not going to pay you for it. So, all the work and time that I put into making this video and whatever revenue I could pull from it, YouTube's going to just hoard it and not pay it out. That's number one. But number two is obviously there's something wrong with me, or anybody for that matter, telling the truth. For instance, as we see it, okay? The truth, as we see it. Because who really knows the truth? There's three sides to every story, right? But I've talked about this before. This is a strategy. This is a scheme. This is a technique. And what they do is, and I'm thinking about this as I'm recording this, I don't know how this is going to come out when I put it in post. And if it seems like I'm limping, I'm not. I don't think I have a limp. Maybe from this angle. I don't think I have a limp. I'm not recording with any sort of stabilizer. It's just my phone on a selfie stick. And, you know, maybe it looks like I'm limping, but I'm not limping. So just wanted to provide an answer to that, I guess. So I've talked about this before, and this is a strategy that YouTube deploys. And this strategy is one of incentive. Therefore, YouTube knows that they don't want to really get into this game and this battle of fighting against the creators. So what they would rather do is incentivize the direction of the conversation, the narrative. And there's no better way to incentivize people these days than financially. Financial motivation, or ransom, maybe a better term to use here. So this, I'm gonna keep working on it and figure out how I'm able to actually put it out there and receive the compensation that I feel like though I deserve. But this ties into more so on this channel, because this is part of the problem. And I would love nothing more than to bring you guys the honest to God truth as clearly and precisely and blatant and blunt as possible. But YouTube will not let it happen. They will not let it happen. And again, I don't typically have any issues with the restrictions and ad suitability on my content. However, on this channel, or on any channel for that matter, you gotta frame things a certain way, okay? So I'm actually recording this, and I'm gonna try to get this as perfect as I can. I should be right in the middle. And the reason why I know that is because I have these grid lines on my phone, and that helps me frame my shot, you know? It helps me frame my shot. So I know that, you know, the rule of thirds, and so I know how to frame the shot, you know? This is a part of the creative process. This is part of telling the story. This is part of being a YouTuber. There's always somebody with a leaf blower, a backpack blower, whenever you're recording. That's the part of being a YouTuber. So anyway, unfortunately, because I am completely aware of my surroundings, that being YouTube and this platform, I know I have to frame things in a certain way in order for them to be seen, in order for them to be accepted and published and promoted and get reach. I don't want to make videos for no one to watch, okay? Nobody wants to do that. And I don't want to make videos that, you know, every time is going to be a million views, because that's not realistic. It's not logical. But I do want to connect and reach the intended audience. And I think we're almost near 8,000 subscribers. And I can tell you guys right now that if I make certain videos with certain titles and certain themes, or at least framing, then not even close to 8,000 of you are going to see it. It's just how it works, unfortunately. You know, is it right? Is it fair? Is it good? Is it bad? It is what it is. But here's the tricky part. Here's the tricky part. This is where things really start to suck. And that is, in order to get at least 8,000 of you guys to see it, hopefully more, and growing, despite how many people continuously tell me that they are constantly unsubscribed from the channel without their consent. So check and see if you're subscribed. If you're not, subscribe now. But unfortunately, I have to frame things in a certain way in order for there to be some considerable amount of reach that would allow me to be able to do this in a way that can produce a continual growth and incentive and motivation. Because just like any other job, which we're not going to get into the argument and the debate of a real job here, but you wouldn't do it, you wouldn't continue to do it if you weren't getting paid. So essentially, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to do our job. We're trying to do a really good job at it, and we're trying to get paid what we feel as though we deserve for the job that we're doing. In doing that, it inherently brings in the worst of the worst, unfortunately. And with that, it also brings in some really good. It's brought in you guys from time to time and allowed us to build this relationship and have these conversations and expand and communicate. So that's a plus. Granted, sometimes when it doesn't work so well, it still finds the bad, even though it doesn't find the good. And there's some super evil folks out there. And but for real though, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, sometimes I do things intentionally on purpose, you know, in order to get the results that are desired. It's not to trick you. It's not to scam you. It's not to prank you. It's not to deceive you or anything like that. It's just business. YouTube made it this way. It's their game. I'm just playing it. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.